What up? What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. NBA Talk with Jay, NBA Cup Talk with Jay, and my guy Michael Fiddle. My guy Fiddle said he bringing through the glasses as well. My eyes are a little red, so that's why I put the glasses on today, man. Visine J, but Fiddle say he breaking them out as well. We got a lot of games to talk about. Quick story. This is one that I wanted to tell yesterday. I told you guys about my biggest win ever. I had 24,000 on the Celtics. My biggest loss ever came on July. No, what is it? Sorry, guys. I got to get the date real quick. But biggest loss ever, game 6 of the NBA Finals. It was June 16th. The Warriors beat the Celtics in Boston, game 6, to take it on their floor. Obviously, my rationale was, Celtics going to push the game 7. All this didn't matter. The Warriors beat them 4-2. I had $30,000 on the Celtics that day, man. It was a sad, and I made it was a 3-hour drive to the casino as well. So pretty sad drive on the way to the house. But I mean, that year was so good that I really couldn't complain, because I remember I had at the time I had ran up like $250,000. So but I was still sad the fact that I went out the season with that 30,000 loss. But it was a good season. But yeah, that was pretty tough there. Biggest loss ever. True story. June 16th, 2022. 30 racks one day, Fiddle. Pretty
Sucks.
tough, man.
All
Pretty
four
tough.
go telling my biggest loss story.
You said what?
I said all four go telling my biggest loss story. I don't want to remember those days.
Nah, facts. But let's get to the games today, man. First game up. Let's head over here to the streets of Cleveland here. Cavs land 13.5 points at the house versus the Indiana Pacers in this one, Fiddle. At first, I was like, I don't know if I want to lay this many points with the Cavs. But then when you think, and if Darius Garland plays in this one, it's really going to be good as well. I think the Cavs offense will hum here. Pacers coming off a nice win. They decided to win a game. You got to win one every once in a while. And obviously players get tired of losing. But I mean, this is not a spot where I want the Pacers. I just think they get smoked here, Fiddle. Cavs. They did beat the Cavs last year in the playoffs. They hadn't faced off since then as well. So Donovan Mitchell, like, if you guys really want to take the next level, you got to start putting teams in the dirt, whether they're bad or not. You got to start beating up on some guys, man. So Donovan Mitchell, the guys, we'll see if Darius Garland comes back for this one. They probably had this game circled on their calendar, even though we didn't know that the Pacers were going to be this bad. They've lost 7 of the last 8, because they lost 3 of the last 4, or 3 or 4 in the regular season last year, and then they got put out the playoffs 4-1 as well. I just think the Cavs should be motivated to steamroll them here, Fiddle. Even though I don't think they're going to win their group, because they're in the Raptors group, so they're outside of it being a cup game. I just still feel like the Cavs just want to come out here and smack them early and often. And I feel like they go over their team total as well. Fiddle, what do you think about this one?
I like the team total angle. I'm on the game total over. I can't get there with Cavs to cover this big of a number versus the Pacers that are actually healthy again. So market ratings has this at 12.2. My model has it a little bit lower than that, 12.2. So I can't get to the 13.5. Probably seeing some NBA Cup tax. You said the Raptors are competing with the Cavs for the group. The Raptors are 2-0 with a plus 23 in point differential. The Cavaliers are 1-1 with a plus 22 point differential. So 1 point between those teams. So they're both obviously going to want to win by margin here. The Raptors are playing the Wizards, as which we will get to pretty soon. But I just don't think the Cavs. I just don't believe in this team as much as I'd like to. I do think Garland being back is a major implication on their success. So I hopefully see them get better. I do like the total over, so I'm fine with the team total over as well.
Yeah. Jared Allen, Darius Garland, I believe somebody else on the injury report as well. But those are the 2 that I care about. And I just feel like if I like their team total over, I'd have to like their points, because I think they come in here with a really nice defensive effort. Like, I mean, this team should hate the Pacers. Honestly, I mean, this team is really – Pacers really gave them fits the past few years. So, without Halliburton, you got to put your foot on their neck while they don't have their star player. I know that everybody else is healthy. It doesn't matter. Cavs should be pissed off coming off a home loss as well. I feel like they hold Pacers under their team total, honestly. Like, what? Let me see what the pace, because that might even be. I just really feel like they come in here and play defense in this particular game. I think they're going to be turned up for this one. So everything really adds up for like a Cavs smack city spot, cover the spread, go over their team total, and also hold the Pacers under their 112.5 team total as well, man. But I do think the Cavs could come up here and put up a $130, $140 on these boys, man.
If
That's
all
just how I'm
that's
looking at
true,
the
it
game.
makes sense for a J Money trifecta Cav spot.
I think so, bro. I think so. I think we're going to Smack City here. Let's go over here to the streets of Toronto. Raptors land 14 at the house versus the Wizards. Be interesting to see if Sarr plays. If he does, Sarr probably plays because Marvin Bagley III is doubtful here.
Yep.
So that would only really leave them one center there. I think regardless, Raptors can name their score. Remember, they are too. If they're really trying to win this group, you want to win this game by as many points as possible. The only way I can look at this is Raptors 20-point win. We know in the cup, every last bucket matters. The favorites are safe. It's 10 seconds left. You're going after the score. You know what I mean? You're trying to lay up 3 something. You're trying to literally score. Like the unwritten basketball rules pretty much go out the window in these type of games, Fiddle. So Raptors are nothing for me here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The only thing to add is like if the game does go to overtime, remember that it's 0 on the point differential. So there's been a few of them this season that have gone to overtime in cup games. Just a note for other situations. If you're looking back on past results, if the game went to overtime, count the win, but go zeros in the point differential column for the tiebreaker. Raptors know if they get the next 2, which are against the Wizards and then the Pacers, who the Cavs are playing, they're cruising to the NBA Cup playoff bracket. And so I would assume that's a team that actually wants it and is motivated. So these motivation angles come in for the NBA Cup setting. So yeah, I would say I played Raptors at 12.5, so I can't argue it at there's 13.5s in the market. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, I'd play the Raptors here, man. They're not a good team. It's just really that simple. They're not good. The dinosaurs should get the job done in this one. Let's go over to the streets of Boston here. Celtics land 15.5 at the house versus the Nets. They did just beat up on the Nets in Brooklyn. Now they come back to the house. That total, and that's why I don't bet totals, Fiddle, because that total had dropped in Brooklyn. And I was like, man, I feel like it's going to be an overspot. I think depending on which number you got, Celtics went over their team total by half. If you got it late, I think that they went under by half. But if you got it early, they went over by half. But I think going right back to it here, I think this is a Celtics team total overspot. Don't really care about the spread. Don't really, even though it's a cup game and it's the Nets, still don't know if I want to lay 15.5 with the Celtics, man. But that would be the only way I could look. I don't know. The 15.5 with the Celtics without Tatum is kind of crazy, man. So this is the Nets, though. But I'll just go with the safe route. Celtics team total over here to blast them here once again. And like I said, the fact that it is a cup game, which I don't really think the Celtics, do they have a chance to win their cup? Yeah, they don't really have a chance to win their cup, but
they're 1-1, but a -12 in their point differential, and they're in the group with the Pistons, who are 2-0 and plus 27. So they would need a lot to go right. I don't think this Boston team is like motivated. So this was a nothing spot for me. But numbers, market ratings, and models, I do have it as a Celtics spot nonetheless, like 15.3 on the Celtics side. So what do we see in it now on the board? Is it 15.5 everywhere?
Yeah. No, it's 14.5. I mean, I switched. The line's been going all over the place today, bro. But I promise you, I updated them like 30 minutes for the show. Now you can get there's 14.5s out there. So
that's the only thing I would consider at 15.5. Obviously, I'm not going to play it if I'm at 15.3, 14.5. It's probably just a skip for me as well. So I got nothing here, but I don't mind any of the Celtics angles because it should be a strong Celtics spot. And the Nets hung with them for a while last game, right? The Celtics pulled away and covered late. But I would say that the Celtics probably take them more seriously out of the gate.
Yeah. If you want Nets, you can get 15.5. If you want Celtics, you can get 14.5. Celtics team total over is the only way I could look at that one. Let's go to Chicago. Bulls land 2.5 at the house versus the Heat. I think the Heat are the better team, but this is a cup game, and I think it's built for teams like the Bulls. And I think the Bulls get the job done here, Fiddle, at the crib where they played their best basketball. Hopefully they'll have a big enough lead and it won't go to crunch time, because if it goes to crunch time, the Heat will have the advantage there. But if the Bulls, I feel like they'll play this game, if they throw some zone, they should play Heat. They should play zone versus the Heat literally the whole game here, man. But I think everybody's going to be pretty much in for this one. Possibly no Trey Jones. Regardless, I think this is a bull spot at the house. I think they care about the cup a little bit more than like some of these regular teams. So I think it's a bull spot at the house. Fiddle, what do you think?
I actually go the other way. I thought it was a Heat spot. I had the price at Heat plus 1.3, but you factor in Jovic and Wiggins both being out. I think 2.5 is pretty bang on. I had the total at 248.3, so at 249. Again, we're bang on the number here, so it's been no actionable spots for me. We'll say if, Jay, you're right, and the Bulls come out in a zone, then I would like a live under total, because that's just going to slow the game down. So if the Bulls play, if you see teams playing zone, then you want to generally quickly hit a live under.
Yeah. If they were smart, if they've watched some of these previous games versus the Heat, and the one thing that can slow down their offense is running a zone. It's really just simple. I know it's the NBA, but sometimes you got to keep shit simple, man. So I know when I coach, I like the zone just because you got not everybody's great defenders, and so it just kind of hides some great some bad defenders. But the way that the Heat playing with their one-on-one type of thing, like just trying to get to the basket or kick it out to the threes, not really setting screens, unless it's Bam Adebayo and Powell. The zone is literally the perfect thing to throw to them to mess up their offense. We saw the Warriors do it, and I forgot who played the Heat before that. We saw them do it as well, man. So, and it really stifled the Heat, at least while they did it. But I would do it the whole game if I were the Bulls. But I just think they're turned up for this one. Not the best of spots, Fiddle, coming back home off for a little road trip, but coming off a game-winning shot, a game where they almost pissed away. They just kind of you want to keep the good vibes going with this. So they're in good spirits right now at the house. And like I said, with their home crowd with them, NBA Cup game, I think the Bulls will be turned up. And it's just crazy, Phil. One quick question for you. Who do you have? Because it's up for grabs. I think it's out of Heat, Bulls, Knicks. Who steals it?
I just want to see what the Milwaukee Bucks are. So all those three teams that you just mentioned are 1-1 with a minus point differential. Exactly. Bucks, despite missing Giannis, are still 2-0 and plus 16. So if Bucks can pull off, I know they're not playing on this card because they just played yesterday. So they'll have 2 NBA Cup games next week. I think it's Wednesday, Friday that it finishes the group games. If Bucks, I don't think they're getting Giannis back for any of them, but if they can steal one of those, I would still think there might be some value on Bucks. But yeah, if you like one of these angles, if you like one of these teams tonight, Heat or Bulls, then I would also consider playing them in their cup odds too, like their group stage cup odds, right? You can define the group divisions, and so I would look towards that.
That's what I was looking. That's the Fiddle that I was looking for. Like what feel like this. So I don't think the Bucks are going to. They play the Heat at Knicks. No, so they're out in my opinion. I hadn't saw the future, but no. Without Giannis, I don't think it's happening. I think it's out of Bulls, Knicks, Heat, and I was just looking for the Fiddle where it's like the Fiddle that's like, I see value of potential in one of these three that's 1-1 that could come and sneak up and win this shit that's at a nice plus number. You know what I'm saying? So see the future, Fiddle. But that's what I was looking to hear. If you want Bulls here, because I feel like this is all on the Bulls right now. They already beat the Knicks, which was their toughest opponent. They did lose versus the Bucks, but if they could win this one and win by margin, I think they'll, because the next one they have at Hornets. So if they win both of these games by margin, I think the Bulls, like it's all in their, the ball is literally in their court if they want to win their group, in my opinion. So I think the Bulls, what's the price? I know you over there looking it up.
I'm pulling it up right now for you. You can find Bulls at plus 350, plus 340 places. Miami's plus 400, obviously because Bulls are favored in this game. They're going to have a slight edge in there. Bucks are still plus 300. Knicks are plus 140. I think there's reasons to be interested in all of them. The Bucks game against the Heat is a 3-4 for Miami. So it's a little J rest spot for that favors Bucks, but they're going to be without Giannis in that one. So it's really up for grabs. Whoever you like, it's genuinely worth taking the shot on it, like the 3-1 kind of spot.
Yeah. So rather than even playing Bulls here, you could just take that because, like I say, if they win this game and win by margin, I definitely think they'll take care of the Hornets as well, man. So we'll see what happens. But I think for this game, I like the Bulls to get the job done. I know the Heat have been hot. They've been playing well. The Heat are the better team. If this was not a cup game, I'd be taking Heat here. And I think if they lose to the Bulls, they could win all three other matchups this season. But for this specific game, I think it's built better for the Chicago Bulls. Let's go over here to the street to Dallas here, man. Two sad teams, two teams really where I told my homie this yesterday. He was like, the Kings gonna win tonight. And you know what I sent them? The next message I sent them, I said, I wouldn't feel comfortable losing money on either team. And then the Kings go out there and go and get smoked by 40, which I did like the Grizzlies yesterday. This is one of those games. Either team that you lose money on, you're going to feel disgusted with yourself. What do you think?
But if you win, you know ball better than anyone.
Yeah. If you win, it's Pelicans or nothing for it. I know we disagree here, but I don't agree with the Mavs being favored, honestly, over anybody. I mean, I don't think they should be favored by a single team in the NBA. They have been playing better. They get flagged back. I don't know. I like Mavs team total under here, Fiddle. I do think Pelicans are the right side, but I think Mavs team total under is I think that's the play here.
We're going to disagree on this one. I like the Mavericks. This is one where, and because NBA Cup games, we don't really have back-to-backs for these spots. There's occasional 3 and 4s, but there are rest days going into them. There's lighter slates before them. Since there is no back-to-backs, the odds come out like Thursday early for Friday games, right? So by the time we're, Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, there's pretty just sharp numbers across the board. Injury reports come out early. So yesterday I tweeted this when it was Mavs -2.5, and I was like, this is going to be a spot that I like. At 4.5, I'm like, that's the value sucker in me. It's just like, there's nothing there for me, but definitely a Mavs spot, if anything, for me. I do think Mavs are playing much better than early season. They're finally playing a point guard for the whole game, whether that's Brandon Williams or D'Lo. D'Lo actually might be out for this game, so Cooper Flagg can actually play on the wing. He could be a free safety on defense. Lively is back. Gafford's back. They both look spry and healthy. So if you're going against Zion being back for the Pelicans, you actually have Flagg on ball and then help defense by Lively or Gafford. I just think this is a solid matchup for Mavericks, and like the way Mavericks have been playing recently. So this was Mavs or nothing.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, even though I don't agree with the Mavs, this is why this game just disgusts me. Because even though Mavs are favored and I don't agree with it, it's not like the Pelicans could be favored here, especially on the road. Right. But I mean, I just know that the Mavs have players don't tank, but organizationally, this team is tanking, man. And they actually have incentive to tank. The Pelicans, even as bad as they are, they have no incentive to tank.
Much worse. So home court is worth 3 points, right? So I think it's fair to say Mavs are a point better than the Pelicans, despite all that. So four just makes sense, and it's probably just a stay away at this point. Despite betting it, I did bet the 2.5. Zero fucking plans to watch this game.
Yeah, I'll watch the game. The whole thing is with this one, the interesting dynamic with the Pelicans is why they're not the regular. But so this team fired their coach, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but these are just the facts. And this is the reason why I like the Pelicans here. They fired their coach 3 games ago. Now, they already beat this trash Mavs team as 7.5-point underdogs with Willie Green as the coach. And so now you get James Borrego coming in there. He's preaching defense. The team, for whatever reason, you see Zion coming back now. He probably could have came back 2 games ago, but they're like, no, we can't fire him and then bring back Zion immediately. It just won't look good. And so he finally came back last game. If you look at it, we know that when a team fires a coach, there's an uptick. There's a shot of energy just in the team, in the locker room. They didn't like Willie Green. They didn't feel like he was the guy for the job. Regardless of all that, Borrego's 3 games. It was 3 games that you literally had no chance of winning versus the Warriors, versus the Thunder, versus the Nuggets. This is the first game under the new coach that's an actual winnable game, in my opinion, here, man. So I've been watching interviews. I like what I'm hearing from him. He's been holding guys accountable. And so I just feel like one of these games, the Pelicans are really going to show up and win the game. And it has to be this. Either this one is going to be the next one a few games from now versus the Wizards. Pelicans are going to win one of these games. They had their draft pick goes to the Hawks, so they really don't have incentive to tank. I just feel like they might possibly show up in this one. I like Pelicans +4. Do feel like Mavs, with all the defense that Borrego is preaching, really wish they start Messi over Derek Queen because at least he has more height in this one. We'll see what the starting lineup looks like. But regardless, I feel like that they can keep the Mavs at bay. The offense still absolutely stinks. For them to get 118.5 is absolutely crazy, man. So Pelicans team, Mavs team total under is probably even a better look than even taking the Pelicans here because no matter who wins, I don't see the Mavs getting to 118 points in this game, man. So let's just hope that Messi plays some minutes because they're going to need him to at least somewhat defend the paint. Him and Looney versus Lively and Gafford there. But Mavs team total under, I'm loving in this particular game, man. Let's go over here to the streets of Phoenix here, Fiddle. Suns getting 4.5 at the house versus the Wolves. What do you think about this game?
I just have nothing on this game at all. Probably would be Suns or nothing for me. I've renamed them the Phoenix Funs because they're actually fun to watch. They were the Buns last year. They're the Funs this year. So Phoenix or nothing. But I haven't played anything.
Yeah, the Suns are playing a lot better. I'm not fading them. This is my thought process on the game, Fiddle. So I'm thinking at first, I'm like Wolves. They're the much better team. You know what I mean? This is a cup game, which I don't think the Wolves really are. The Wolves are in they're 2-0 right now, so they have incentive. That's why I'm like, all right, Wolves. They got a plus 54 right now. But Fiddle, do you think the Thunder win this group, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
I have Thunder plus 400 on the cup. It's down to 140. Like this team is unbelievable. They're group stinks. They're already plus 30 in the point differential through literally one game. They're Thunder are amazing right now.
Yeah,
price still worth betting. The plus 140 is probably still worth betting on them to win the cup.
Yeah, that's a fact.
We're looking at
what is them just to win the group?
Okay, let's see. SGA MVP is plus 160. And then for them to win the group right now it's not even priced where I'm looking right now.
Do you think that I'll ask you this? Do you think the Thunder win the championship this year?
I mean, versus the field, I'll probably take the field, but versus any other team, yeah.
Okay. No, I was just really just saying like concrete. I was just saying concrete answer
underdog in any game in the playoffs if they're healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying concrete answer if you think they're I have this thing. I'm not even gonna say it. I'll tell you off here. I'll tell
you know what I love? You know what I love? When people go, and I'm saying this in jest, I actually fucking hate it. When people go, the Thunder have the best chance of repeating of any of the teams in the past 7 years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we know they already didn't repeat. The Thunder have the only chance of repeating because the last 6 haven't fucking done it. So it's like they have the best chance, like no brainer. They have the best chance. They have the only chance that exists in our timeline of history. So I mean, they're absolutely amazing. And so we'll see if they stay healthy and J-Dub comes back and Chet and Hartenstein stay upright. Dort's been injured. Caruso's been injured. Like, I mean, AJ.
I don't think the team
now. Aaron Wiggins is hurt. We'll see what happens.
I don't think the team that wins the cup wins the championship.
Well, we had Bucks and Thunder in the finals last year in it. Thunder lost the finals of the NBA Cup, but won the NBA Finals.
Exactly. Makes my point even more.
Foost says, hey, guys, I just want to let you know, point differential is irrelevant for the Raptors. Doesn't mean they won't want to blow the Wizards out. That's not true because if they lose either of their last 2 games, it will come down to point differential. And so they do need to, because if they lose today against the Wizards and then the Cavs win by margin, the Cavs are actually ahead of them. Or if they lose against the Pacers, who are now healthy, it will matter. So it definitely does matter still.
I don't want the Wolves here. I know that they're 2-0 in the group and they're going to want to win this game and all that. They've owned the Suns. All of those games where Anthony Edwards was going up against his hero and Kevin Durant. The past 2 seasons where they've swept the Suns, won all four matchups both times, and they swept them in the playoffs as well. So they swept them 4 times in the regular season last year, if I'm not mistaken, Fiddle, and they swept them in the. Let me see. So one of these years they swept them in the playoffs because we know Ant was talking big shit to KD. But regardless of that, they've won 8 straight matchups versus the Suns. So yeah, they won all 4 matchups last year, and then the previous year in the playoffs they swept them. So won 8 straight versus the Suns. Absolutely owned them. This is a different Suns team. They have a different coach. They have a different culture as well. They're actually playing defense. They're actually playing like some pit bulls out there as well, dogs. That's why they're winning right now. And you're kind of catching Anthony Edwards while he's off. He's not playing well these last 3 games. The shot's not really falling. Like he's not really in his mode right now. Now, Dylan Brooks is going to be hounding Anthony Edwards. I'm sure that's going to piss him off a little bit, but I don't think it's necessarily the recipe to where like your game where you really go off. Now, I know how Andy is. He's going to want to go all out against Dylan Brooks, but like I say, he just seems a little off right now, man. As we saw last game with his points prop, 12 in the first quarter and horrible the rest of the game, man. So I think this is a spot where the Suns can continue their upward movement, positive movement. And I think the Suns could really have a chance to win this game outright. I'm not fading them as the home underdog. They've been playing some really good basketball. I think the Suns plus the 4.5 could keep this game close, Fiddle.
They're so good at home too. Like they're really, and so are the Mercury. So just shout out Phoenix basketball fans for bringing a great home court energy.
That's a fact. I think Suns get the job done. Going against the whole fucking world, Fiddle. Nobody's gonna really like the Suns here. Everybody's gonna be on the Wolves. I don't know, bro. It ain't. The Suns aren't an easy out anymore. Like, oh, we're going up against the Suns. Nah, bro. It's not 8 times revenge. Suns are not. Booker remembers that shit. Let's go over here to Houston. Rockets
back too.
Yeah. Rockets land 2.5 versus the Nuggets here, Fiddle. You don't really want to be betting against either one of these fucking teams, to be honest with you. What do you think about this one?
I took the Rockets at -2 at 2.5. I think it's just like choose whichever side you want if you want to bet it. Market ratings have this at Rockets -3.3, and then you also have to factor in Christian Brown being out. I mean, let's factor into the market ratings, but any subjective opinion. My model has this at Rockets -2.2. So if market ratings are 3.3, if model's 2.2, we got a line at 2.5. It's pretty bang on and fair. So I got really no opinion on this game. I did play it at 2 because at that point I was like, this cannot go to 1.5. So it felt asymmetric and like a basement price on Rockets. I still like Rockets. I think motivationally Rockets would be the spot. I don't think the Nuggets really care too much about cup stuff, which I would assume you'd probably agree with. Like if there's one superstar that like doesn't want an extra game, media attention, have to travel to Vegas, it's probably Jokic. He probably just doesn't give a shit about that and prefers not to do all that stuff. And I think the Rockets still want to prove themselves against the best teams in the league. Like we know how seriously they took opening night against the Thunder. We heard Ime saying like he's not letting his guys out of the locker room during the ring ceremony, and he's like, I got other words for them to get them motivated to ruin their night. Then the Rockets had an amazing lead, but then blew it late, and they're playing fantastic. So I think this is Rockets or nothing for me. I have Rockets slightly better than the Nuggets right now, and they're also on their home court, which is worth 3 points. So that's where I would get to.
Yeah, I like the Rockets a little better. I mean, we know the Nuggets, so it's definitely like just looks funny just seeing the plus in front of the Nuggets name, but they are on the road. You know, if they were at the house, they'd obviously be the favorite here. This is probably a game where the Nuggets need their home court advantage. This is one where they're like road Nuggets probably come out here. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying the good form of the Nuggets. I'm talking about the team that struggles on the road here. Rockets, really great home court advantage. They have guys like really at every level they can defend what the Nuggets like to do. You could put Amen Thompson on Jamal Murray. You can put Jabari Smith Jr. or Steven Adams, or you know what I'm saying? You can put a lot of different guys on Jokic. Now he's gonna do what he's gonna do, but still they can guard the perimeter, guys like a Kogi, shut down Hardaway. This is a game where they probably really miss Christian Braun's toughness and tenacity and ball pressure here, to be perfectly honest with you, man. So this is a spot where I think the Rockets get the job done. And like you said, they probably care a little bit more about the cup as well, but just like a great defensive team, probably the Rockets matchup, they're kind of a nightmare matchup for the Nuggets, man. Kind of a nightmare matchup for them. Like I say, Gordon, let me see. So you could put Jabari Smith Jr. on Gordon, and then whether they could start Steven Adams or whether they start they'll start Şengün probably on Jokic, baby Jokic versus the actual Jokic. Man, if y'all watch how Şengün plays, he's literally he plays just like Jokic. Man, he's like he's a baby Jokic, man. But yeah, Rockets here, Fiddle. I like it. Well, I know I don't bet totals, but what do you think about the possible under here? Or
Yeah,
Nuggets team total under?
it's been creeping up, but I do like the under, so I'm not going to fade this market movement that's happening now, but I think that's just totally a stay away from me. I'm looking at the DraftKings betting splits on this because I know we got a comment that says everyone's going to be on the Rockets. We have 45% of bets on the Rockets, 55% at DraftKings. So if we're going to look at
this game's going to be pretty split.
Public splits are it's going to be split. Yeah. And
this
honestly,
game, yeah.
I think all that stuff is meaningless. Like I never look at it in my own handicapping, but I know some people care about it, and this game is not going to be a resounding Rockets public game.
Yeah. What do you see money on the Wolves though? Because there's going to be some games.
55% of bets are on the Wolves. 61% of the money is on the Wolves, and the line has been trending towards the Suns. So reverse line movement. That'll tell you.
Yeah. Got you. All right. Couple more games here. I don't have much on either, man. So be pretty quick for me. Warriors versus the Blazers here. Fiddle, first game back at the house, 6-game road trip for the Warriors. They've been on the road for a while. I believe they played 8 of their last 9 games on the road. Way too much travel. Now they're coming to lay a price. This is revenge spot. They're much better than the Blazers. I just don't like all the travel. And still 4th game in 6 nights as well with coming back to the West Coast. It's not. I know the Warriors are the better team, and they might even cover the spread. I don't feel comfortable laying points in these type of spots.
Yeah, also just way too much injury uncertainty on Blazers to take the Blazers. Like the reason it's at 7.5 is because Drew is questionable, Shaedon Sharp's questionable, Time Lord Robert Williams is questionable. So like they've missed some games recently. So it's not like you need to get that injury news right to actually have a good ticket here. If this was 7.5 at close and we knew those guys were in, which won't exist because that's just not how this is going to work, then I would like the Blazers in this spot. But even if it comes down to 5.5 with the Warriors, if they're all in, it's probably just a total stay away.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. Yeah, I don't care about this game. I'll watch it, but I don't like the Warriors been going out. This team is old as hell, man. Much better team. Revenge, not a bet on spot for me. Let's go to. It's actually probably a fade spot, but I definitely need Sharp and definitely need Drew Holiday. I need everybody for the Blazers. Let's go to Utah, Fiddle. Jazz getting 16.5 at the goodness gracious. Huge spread. We know the Thunder can cover it. Whole thing about the Thunder, Fiddle, when they want to, they can they can beat anybody by 30 to 40 points. I've seen it. I've watched every single second of last 3 Thunder games, and they'll get up by, I think they got up by 25 points in the first quarter versus the Pelicans. And then before you know it, they just let the team creep back in there, man, and cover the spread. So I'm all the way off this game. What do you think?
I got nothing for it too. There was a 15.5 and a 17.5 hanging out at the same time. So I played both of them because if you ever see two books laying an NBA line 2 points apart, just play both of them at the same time, both directions. If they're -110, it's positive value to just have the middle. And so I have the middle at 17.5 and 15.5, and at 16.5, it's a total skip for me. Like I didn't bet one side more than the other. So nothing for me. I do like Isaiah Collier over 8.5 rebounds and assists. So if there's one kind of prop look, Collier over 8.5 rebounds and assists was a prop that I bet.
I like that. I think the Thunder could come here and get to 126. Their team total is 125.5. I could see if the Thunder really want to smack them by 30, 35 points, they'll go out here and put up 130 as well. And also, if you have FanDuel, you can go to team props and bet them. I'd like to know what that do you have. You probably can't pull this up, Fiddle, but the team props first 100 points in the first 3 quarters. Think the Thunder get
Oh,
there tonight?
like no, I won't be on my odds
Yeah,
screen, but I could try
yeah,
like
yeah. Definitely
searching one of
won't.
the books for it.
Yeah, definitely won't be. But I the only place I've seen it is FanDuel. It might be somewhere else, but I know for sure. Chat, y'all do your work. 100 points in 3 quarters. Go to the game, scroll over to team props, and it'll say 100 plus points in first 3 quarters.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it happens more than people think as well. It happens more than like, especially in today's NBA.
And
Like it's
especially
like
with the Thunder, because then they rest their start. Like Shea doesn't play
yeah,
fourth quarters because they're smacking teams.
facts. Yeah, 100. I bet there's probably half their games the Thunder have had 100 points in 3 quarters. It happens more than people might expect, honestly, and with teams that you might not even expect as well. But that's just what I'm feeling. So to recap, while you get that, Fiddle, to recap my spots on every single game today. If I'm betting, I'll start from top to bottom. Cavs early and often. I think the Cavs team total over and Pacers team total under Cassius and Elwin. Could only look towards the Raptors lands the points in Elwin. Celtics team total over. Bulls, Pelicans, and Mavs team total under. Suns, Rockets, and possibly Nuggets team total under. Absolutely nothing for Blazers, Warriors, and then Thunder probably get 100 points in the first 3 quarters and their team total over. What do you like, Fiddle?
100 points in the first 3 quarters for the Thunder is plus 154 at FanDuel.
That's the lowest. That's pretty much chalk. They be on it. That's pretty much chalk, because the lowest I usually ever see it really is like plus 300, plus 325. It's usually plus 600, plus 700, plus 800. I would not take the plus 154. I would just take their full game team total over 125, because if they have 100 points in 3 quarters, I mean, you still getting plus money, but that's robbery right there. It should be at least plus 300, because it's, even though I say it happens a lot, it's still not the easiest shit to do. You feel what I'm saying? So that's robbery right there, especially with a total. Nah, bro. Nah, I just take the team total over 125 now. Sorry, guys. But something for you guys to look for. What do you like?
I like the Cavs Pacers over 238.5. If you can get that number at DraftKings minus 112, that would be a play. I agree with Jay's team total over for the Cavaliers. I like the Raptors against the spread personally, 13.5 available at FanDuel. I've stayed away from Heat Bulls completely, but if you do have a side in that game that you like, check into the NBA group stage odds for that. You can get plus 350 Bulls, plus 400 Heat, which is probably worth it, because if winner comes out, that'll be a strong ticket. Rockets are the side that I like, 2.5, probably worth the play, minus 105 on the 2.5 at Caesars, and then Thunder versus Jazz. I like that Isaiah Collier look, over 8.5 rebounds and assists.
I like it, man. I like it, man. Appreciate you coming on the show, Fiddle. We missed you on the show
Black Friday, because I'm around and working on Black Friday.
You said what?
I said I'm around and I'm working.
Hell yeah! If it's games, shit, yeah. I've got to go to the doctor. I got to go pick up them Black Cat 4s. And then we're gonna be ready. I'll probably go pick those up after the show. So that's the show, man. Let's hope for funky, freaky Friday that goes in our way. You see what I'm saying? We the Men in Black today, Fiddle. We got black on. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I got the Jordan shirt, but Men in Black, we got our glasses on. We ready to cash, man. It's all low. We went over every single game. I gave you looks on every single game except for that Blazers Warriors. I'm just kind of off that one, man. But likely doing a night show tonight as well. So that's what we got going, man. Shout out to Fiddle. He'll be back next week for Black Friday. We probably have on black that day too. And it's all love. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button one time for the one time. Let's see if we can get 500 likes on the show, and then there'll be a weekend show. It's us against the bookies. Let's get this cash. And let's go.
Let's get this cash.